How's she going, boys? Mike here. We're back at Grampie's workshop continuing with the door we're putting into the camp. So today we're going to try and get the boards and battens loose at the top of the window so we can get access to the screws all around the nailer strip. And then I think we might start some electrical, so let's go. So yesterday after I finished all my work, Nanny came out, and being Nanny, she cleaned up for me. She took all that variegated away from in front of the camp and cut out a bunch of her nice flowers in the corner there. What a sin. But we're planning on putting a deck on here anyway, so I guess that's to be expected. They would have to go anyways. So I'm getting set up here to get on top of the window. So I got my handy dandy Mastercraft multi-ladder here. We're going to climb up top there and try to remove some of those bats and get the boards pulled away so I can get access to that top nailer strip. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about this wire that's run through the doorway. I can't leave that going there because the door is going to go in its place. So what has to happen here to follow electrical codes and safety precautions, and you don't want to burn your house down, that's for sure. So I recommend highly that you, if you know how to do it yourself according to the code, go ahead and do it. But you should do it with under the guidance and observation of a qualified electrician, or have a qualified electrician come and do it for you. If you didn't do it right, it could burn your house down. So anyway, since I worked as an electrician for a number of years, I think I'm qualified to do what I'm about to try here. First of all, I'm going to shut the power off, test for power at this outlet. Make sure there's no power. I've got 110 14.2 to this outlet. I'm going to come over here, put another outlet, pull this wire back, then I'm going to go up here on the outside of the building. I'm going to put an oxygen box in a lamp, go over top of the window, down here, about here, the outside of the building, an oxygen box and a lamp, come down here to a switch box with a switch, and then take this 14.2 that I pulled out and tie everything together in the switch box. It should work. So what I ended up doing was I took one more piece of pine off there, and lucky me, that brought me back to the edge of that particle board paneling, and I was able to take the whole board off. So now I have free access up the side and across the top of the window. The only thing I'm going to have to wrestle with is down this side here. But that won't be a problem, I don't think. Alright, so here we are going to put this outlet box in, and we've got all the clearances from the safety department, right? If you're going to do this kind of work, make sure you're under the guidance or observation of a qualified electrician, unless you feel confident enough to do it yourself. Now, I worked in electrical all my working life basically, and I feel confident that I can do this without any major problems. So, enough said about that. What I'm going to do is locate this outlet box for an outlet. Now, outlets are normally, you like to make them all the same distance from the floor. So when I was building the camp here, I had a buddy of mine from work come and help me, and he used to do a lot of residential wiring. And what he used, instead of getting his tape out every time and measure to the bottom, he just took his hammer, right? Everybody has a hammer on their belt when they're working, and using the hammer he marked off where the bottom of the box would be. That way you keep all your boxes at constant level off the floor. It worked really good and it was slick and quick. Then I also have these draft proof covers that I need to get one of those put on there. What I'm going to do is I can put this draft proof cover on there and I can still see my line through it because it's opaque. So that's handy. So I'm going to position my box in there so the bottom of it is flush with the line, and I'm just going to sort of eyeball where it would be flush with the finished wallboard, and then just sort of tap that in to set those spurs in place. Something like that. Just check that again, it looks pretty good. And then these boxes have screws on the holes on the outside of the box, so that makes it kind of easy. Oh yeah. Okay. There we have it. So another thing I want to do now is somewhere's up in here on the outside wall, I'm going to make a mark so I can locate my octagon box. What I'll do is, I think I'm going to just drive a nail through here just to get an indication of where this edge of the stud is on the outside wall, and I'll cut my hole, well, to the left of it here, but to the right of it outside. Another little trick I have here for doing my octagon boxes, I made this template, so I just, that's the shape of the octagon box, so I just hold that on the wall, trace around it, and then I know where to cut with the saw. Two octagon boxes installed, and the outlet box is inside the camp. Now I need to put the switch box in, and I'll have all my boxes in, and then I can run some wire. So we're back in the bedroom here, and we've got our two octagon boxes mounted outside and the outlet box here. So now we have to put the switch box in here, and when you put in switch boxes, like for lights and whatnot, it's nice to have them at a good level. I don't know if there's any code. I go at 50 inches. So I take my tape here and I just put a mark at 50 inches. So anywhere around there is good. So those studs are 2 1/4 inches back from this edge. 2 1/4. And then, similar to what I did outside to cut the octagon boxes, I've got a little cutout here for my outlet box. So to keep that from bouncing around while I'm working on it, I'm going to put a couple more screws back in the wall here, and then I'm going to get my trim saw to cut that. So in the next video we'll be shutting off the power, cutting our wire here, running it down to that outlet box and tying in that box, and then running a power feed up across the top, down the side to this switch box, and then I'll pull that wire back and finish that into that switch box and then put in 2 outside lights. So that's what's going to happen next time. I have to drill some holes, make a big mess. But right now she's all buttoned up and critter proof, the main thing for the night.